Members, if I could please have your attention, if you could please take your seats, we're going to be moving to the special ceremony in honor of Cinco de Mayo and for the Latino Spirit Awards. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and be moving to file item number 77. Mr. Rivas, if you are prepared to read, the clerk will read.
House Resolution 23 by Assembly Member Robert Rivas relative to Cinco de Mayo week.
Mr. Rivas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the California Latino Legislative Caucus, I'm honored to present House Resolution 23, which memorializes Cinco de Mayo as a significant date in California and Mexican history. We recognize Cinco de Mayo because it serves as a symbol of our Mexican culture, our resilience, and our character. Cinco de Mayo is a day when we reflect on the courage and achievements not only for the Mexican forces at Puebla, but also on the courage and the incredible achievements and contributions of Latinos living here in California. Latinos make up nearly 40% of the total population in our state. And our Latino community has challenged the frontiers of social, economic, and environmental justice. Millions of Latinos have immigrated here in search of the California dream. My own family, my grandparents, my mother, moved to California from Mexico. They did so because they were in search of a better life and a brighter future. My family, like millions of others, came here willing to play by the rules, willing to work hard, willing to give back to their communities in our great state of California. Luckily, the door to opportunity was still open for my family and many others. Yes, it was difficult. Yes, 10 members of my family and I lived in overcrowded conditions. We lived in the same agricultural fields where my grandfather worked. But it was that roof over our heads, the relentless hard work and drive of my grandfather to provide a better future for his family, for his children, that allowed us to get out of the fields and in the classroom. The California dream did not leave us behind. We have the responsibility in this room, in this legislature, we have the responsibility to ensure that the door to opportunity in California remains open for all. Cinco de Mayo recognizes our history and important achievements of the past, but also reminds us of unfinished business we have here in this capital. We must continue to make real and meaningful investments in our children and ensure that higher education is affordable and accessible, regardless of immigration status. We must understand the storied plight of our farm workers and their families, who ensure that we all have food on our tables. We must find a way to provide our farm workers with dignified and quality housing that they deserve. We must ensure that all Californians in every community, not just wealthy zip codes, have access to quality, affordable health care. Let us keep the California dream alive, and in the spirit of Cinco de Mayo, let us come together to recognize that California is stronger because of our diversity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Does anybody wish to speak on this measure? Seeing and hearing none, Mr. Rivas, you may close on the resolution.
Mr. Speaker, I'm honored again to celebrate our rich heritage and culture with all of you today. We have a responsibility to work to improve the overall quality of life for all Californians, to ensure that more Latinos can achieve the California dream. I respectfully ask for your aye vote, and if you would please open the first roll for co-authors. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. The first roll call will be open for co-authors. The clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. There are 68 co-authors on the measure. We will now move to a voice vote on this item. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. 18 years ago, the Latino Caucus created the Latino Spirit Awards to recognize individuals who exemplify the true spirit of our Latino culture and heritage. Today, we honor 9 individuals who represent a wide range of talents found in our state. I am appointing an escort committee to bring our special guests onto the floor for a special presentation. Members should retire to the rear of the chamber as I call your name. Assembly members Aguiar Curry, Ramos, Rodriguez, Cervantes, Cristina Garcia, Robert Rivas, Eggman, Gloria, Medina, Reyes, Blanca Rubio, Eduardo Garcia, Santiago, Limon, Luz Rivas, Carrillo, and Quirk Silva. Our special guest senators, Hueso, Archuleta, Susan Rubio, Caballero, and Hurtado. I also ask that Speaker Anthony Rendon, Assembly Republican Leader Marie Waldron, Latino Caucus Chair Lorena Gonzalez, and Vice Chair Senator Maria Elena Durazo to move to the center aisle to receive our honorees. We will now move to the introductions of the Latino Spirit Award honorees for 2019. The clerk will read.
The first honoree is in memoriam. The Latino Caucus recognizes the late Senator Reginaldo Francisco de Valle for his role as the founder of UCLA. Representing UCLA is David Hayes Bautista, Director of the Center for the Study of Latino Health and Culture. He is escorted by Assembly members Aguiar Curry, Ramos, and Senator Hueso. The Honorable Reginaldo Francisco de Valle is UCLA's forgotten forefather. He was a community leader in his home of Los Angeles and was elected to the California State Senate at age 25. While in the Senate, he secured funding for Los Angeles to State Normal School. The regents of the University of California were directed to establish a branch of the University of California at the location of the Los Angeles State Normal School. Without the normal school, there would have been no state university. The campus now known as UCLA, which marks its 100th anniversary in 2019. Senator Reginaldo Francisco de Valle was elected Senate President Pro Tem at age 27 and served in this capacity from 1882 to 1883. Welcome our 2019 honoree for in memoriam, the late Senator Reginaldo Francisco de Valle. The honoree for achievement in business and philanthropy is Dorene C. Dominguez. She is escorted by Assembly members Rodriguez and Cervantes. Dorene Dominguez is the chairwoman and CEO of Vanner Group of Companies, Vanner Construction Management, and Vanner Development Company, which are all national leaders in real estate. Dorene oversees 17 offices and a staff of 400 talented executives. Ms. Dominguez serves as a director of KB Homes, the CIT Group, and Bank. The Dominguez Dream, founded in memory of her father, empowers children in underserved communities to achieve in literacy and STEM. Dorene is also part owner of the Sacramento Kings and was named one of the 50 most powerful Latinas of 2017 and 2018 by Fortune magazine. Dorene graduated from the University of Notre Dame with a BS in Finance and holds a certificate in Corporate Governance from Harvard University. Please welcome the 2019 Honoree for Achievement in Business and Philanthropy, Dorene Dominguez. The Honoree for Achievement in Academia is Albert J. Camarillo. He is escorted by Assembly Members Cristina Garcia, Robert Rivas, and Senator Bob Archuleta. Al Camarillo was the son of Leon Sloss, Jr., Memorial Professor and Professor of American History Emeritus at Stanford University. He is widely regarded as one of the founders of Mexican-American history and Chicano studies. He is the first Mexican-American in the nation's history to receive a PhD in U.S. history with a specialization in Chicano history. He is also known as the Maldives historian after having served as expert witness for several voting rights cases in California involving Latino plaintiffs. He was born and raised in Compton and is an alumnus of UCLA. Welcome our 2019 Honoree for Achievement in Academia, Albert J. Camarillo. The Honoree for Achievement in Public Service is Zuleima Flores-Abid. She is escorted by Assembly Members Eggman and Gloria. Zuleima Flores-Abid is a rising star in the movement for gender and social justice in Stockton, California, and the region. Flores-Abid is the Programs Manager for the National Alliance on Mental Health Illness California office, where she works to engage and mobilize diverse populations to break the stigma surrounding mental health and to become advocates and teachers for their families and their local communities. In addition to her professional work, she founded the Stockton Younger Women's Task Force, which collaborated to bring the first ever Women's March to Stockton on January 19, 2019. Please welcome the 2019 Honoree for Achievement in Public Service, Zuleima Flores-Abid. The Honoree for Achievement in Education and Media is Carlos Cortes. He is escorted by Assembly Members Medina and Reyes. Dr. Carlos E. Cortes is Professor Emeritus of History at the UC Riverside. He speaks and consults on issues of diversity around the globe and serves on the faculties of several institutes and organizations. Cortes was a scholar in residence with Univision and received the 2009 NAACP Image Award for his work as Creative Cultural Advisor of the Dora the Explorer and Go Diego Go. His many books include his memoir, Rose Hill, An Intermarriage Before Its Time, and the 4-volume Multicultural America, a Multimedia Encyclopedia. Welcome our 2019 Honoree for Achievement in Education and Media, Carlos Cortes. The Honoree for Achievement in Business and Philanthropy is Angel del Villar. He is escorted by Assemblymember Blanca Rubio and Senator Susan Rubio. Angel del Villar is the founder of Del Records, a successful Latin independent entertainment label which redefined the regional Mexican genre music. Del Records has 360 artists and 23.8 million fans on social media. Through all of Mr. Villar's success, he remains humble and a strong advocate of giving back to the community as he remembers his challenged upbringing. Mr. Villar has donated over $1 million to various organizations and projects. Welcome our 2019 Honoree for Achievement in Business and Philanthropy, Angel del Villar. The Honoree for Dynamic Youth is Anthony Gonzalez. He is escorted by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia and Senator Caballero. Anthony Gonzalez has grown up performing and in the arts. He voiced the lead role of Miguel in Pixar's Oscar-winning animated feature, Coco, in 2017, for which he won a Teen Choice Award. He also starred in the independent feature Icebox, which is based on director Daniel Sauker's short film of the same name, which won a grand jury prize for live-action short film at the 2016 API Fest. Anthony has a reoccurring role on Showtime's Shameless. He also recently starred in the NBC Universal feature Granddaddy Daycare. Welcome our 2019 Honoree for Dynamic Youth, Anthony Gonzalez. The Honoree for Excellence in Philanthropy is Antonia Hernandez. She is escorted by Assemblymembers Santiago, Limon, and Luz Rivas. Nationally regarded for her expertise in immigration, civil rights, and philanthropy, Antonia Hernandez has spent more than 4 decades advocating for social justice and improving the lives of underserved communities in Los Angeles County and beyond. Since 2004, she has served as president and CEO of California Community Foundation, one of Southern California's largest and most active philanthropic organizations, which has served Angelenos for over a century. The foundation partners with more than 1,600 individual, family, and corporate donors and holds assets of more than $1.7 billion. Welcome our 2019 honoree for achievement in philanthropy, Antonia Hernandez. The honoree for excellence in advocacy and entertainment is Cristela Alonzo. She is escorted by Assembly members Carrillo, Quirk Silva, and Senator Hurtado. Cristela Alonzo is the first Latina to create, produce, and star in her own network TV sitcom, Cristela, which aired on ABC. The semi-biographical show was based on her time living with her sister while also taking care of her mother. Cristela proudly had an all-Latino primary cast and hired numerous Latino writers for her show. She has been a recurring host on The View. She recently released her first stand-up special, Lower Classy, on Netflix, as well as becoming the first Latina lead in a Disney Pixar film with her breakout role as Cruz Ramirez in Cars 3. In addition to her work in entertainment, Cristela has devoted a large part of her time to be voice for Latinos, immigrants, the disenfranchised, and the underrepresented. Please welcome the 2019 honoree for achievement in advocacy and entertainment, Cristela Alonzo.
Well, thank you. If we can all have another big round of applause for all of our honorees today. Thank you, members and guests. Today we are honored to have a special guest present today. In the rear of the chamber is Mr. Richard Montoya. Mr. Montoya is co-founder of the legendary performance trio known as Culture Clash, known for his insightful work entwined with social justice and deeply human portraits of Americans in the margins of society. Montoya is also a filmmaker of award-winning works including Water and Power and yet-to-be-released documentary Carlos Almaraz, Playing with Fire. He is the son of Sacramento poet laureate Jose Montoya and educator Mary Ellen Montoya. Mr. Montoya is a fierce arts advocate, activist, author, and proud father of Mountain and Luna Lucia, ages 8 and 6 months. Please join me in welcoming him to the floor of the Assembly. And we would also like to welcome other special guests who have joined us in observance. Thank you for your attendance. We encourage our visitors and guests to view the special exhibit in the Capitol's second floor rotunda in honor of the Latino Spirit honorees. On behalf of the members of Latino Caucus, thank you for your attention, and this concludes our ceremony. Thank you.